The mainstream media is once again stretching the narrative of Russian meddling in the 2016 election and facts from Bob Mueller's indictment, this time in the way of election spending. Manila Chan following the story tonight and brings us the details. And, you know, there's always the numbers. The boss always wants to know, what are the numbers? If you have a bigger budget than me, I would assume that you would be able to have a greater impact.
Well, you would think so, right, Ed? Because that's logical. Numbers be damned here, Ed. Campaign spending between just the Trump and Clinton campaigns alone hovered around $2.5 billion, making the 2016 election the most expensive in history, even adjusting for inflation. But according to Bob Mueller's indictment released last week, the special prosecutor is alleging that the Russian defendants spent thousands of U.S. dollars every month on social media buys. And according to many on the left, those thousands of U.S. dollars are what affected states that the Clinton campaign were expecting to win, states that usually lean blue that flipped for Trump this election, states like Michigan, where the IRA or other Russian persons spent around $800, or Wisconsin, where Russian nationals spent a whopping $1,900, and in Pennsylvania, where I myself covered the Clinton campaign in Philly with a meager turnout, Russian entities spent a shocking $300 there. So in spite of these minuscule fractions of how much social media ad buys were done on behalf of any Russian persons, in the sea of billions in ad buys and TV commercials purchased by the Trump and Clinton campaigns, respectively, liberal reporter Jonathan Alter had this to say on social media himself. He said, "The line we should all be using regarding Trump is dereliction of duty and not caring about this tech Pearl Harbor. He knew a long time ago that it was not a hoax." Now, comparing any allegations of Russian meddling on social media to the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor was not only hyperbolic, but extremely distasteful and tone-deaf. His tweet was met by a response from York stating, "Read Mueller indictment in conjunction with social media exec's testimony. Russian influence operation described in indictment small, poorly funded, level of effectiveness impossible to measure. No, not Pearl Harbor, not 9/11. Now, total election spending, $2.4 billion. Total Russian Facebook ad buy, 100,000. Total Clinton-Trump Facebook ad buys, 81 million. Facebook Russian ad buy in PA, 300, Michigan, 832, Wisconsin, 1979, all but $54 before primary. And just what type of ads did those thousands of dollars buy exactly on social media?
We've seen the advertisements from Russia Today, the types of content that was being put out by the IRA, also the automated account content. Looks as if it's merely focused on divisiveness. But we're still investigating this issue and look forward to working with this committee to help put the whole picture together.
So there you have it, Ed. Other social media executives went on to say that their data would also show that few ads were purchased by the Russians, that any Russian entities for that matter. It wasn't really directed towards the election itself, that they promoted social groups mostly, political rallies and things of that nature. So some of the mainstream media, such as Jonathan Alter, are truly stretching hyperbole to its limits, Ed.
Well, they always say follow the money, but there's not a whole lot of money to follow.
I mean,
$300 in Pennsylvania. All right, that's about a half a dozen Philly steaks and 10 beers.
Those are the numbers.
All right, thanks, Manila.